what we've got here is a match between Jake and missouriben here on the Wandering Winder YouTube channel. It's a match of 6 games that I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to cover all of, but I will do what I can before it becomes time that I need to be heading to the sleeping land. It is a little bit late over here. So the strongest thing here to me looks like save. Um, Save is such a powerful, powerful effect. Which one is this? This is when you buy an action and have a cop in play. Okay. So Vampire also looks pretty strong as the only thinning option. And apart from that, I don't know that there is an awful lot going on. I would be a little bit wary of falling into the city trap, although the only way of getting extra buys is to fully activate those cities. Perhaps Procession and Engineer, not in conjunction with each other most directly, but perhaps they can help. Now, missouriben there could have spent one fewer money and saved a copper rather than an estate, which seems like it might have been better to me, although it has worked out all right for him here. Now, the oracles that we have seen getting gained, they do make some. Okay, I'm giving up on that. They do make some sense given that you're not getting a lot of actions in the vampire and stuff like that. I'm not super convinced by this native village, but it looks like they're both going for it since Jake is clearly saving. Yeah, that there. Um, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, the other thing is, if you're not getting like cities, I'm not exactly sure what the vampire is getting. Maybe you get a crypt. Crypt might be good here. Crypt is a card that I don't really understand, have a good grasp on. Um, so Jake will surely make these coppers miss the shuffle. I guess maybe not surely, but yeah, he gets to his vampire and he can buy another vampire and save this estate. The big thing for the vampires, obviously, I think actually here is the bats. Um, there's also the colonnade points to think about, which I think you're mostly getting off oracles. I guess you can start on the cities a bit since it's the best village on the board. Um, but it's not so convincing to me because it's really hard to fully activate them, I think. I wonder if Harvest does anything here, but I kind of doubt it. Also, Procession being the only 4 cost action um, might make it somewhat weaker. That is a moat, which I guess makes sense because it allows you to save the estate. I say makes sense over Oracle. I mean, the defense isn't nothing against Oracle attack, but it's not that strong of an attack. And well, anyway, so this is probably another save, and I'm not sure which 2 cost, but you got to save an estate here because his bat is probably coming up. Moat makes well, he had both in play. Yeah, Moat makes sense though because you're probably picking up cities. Not being able to buy actions is kind of a big deal, especially with Colonnade out. Wow. Well, hopefully Jake has put these back in the right order where Oracle's going to be on top so that he can saving a copper and buying a gold, I assume? Yeah. I think Jake should keep these two cards regardless of what they are. Yeah, absolutely. He should keep the. Oh, no, he didn't. Well, he should have kept them and then trashed the two estates there. That would have been excellent. It also lets him shuffle the vampire in. Um, I think that's a lot better. Now there's some interesting question of what you buy here, and I think it's time for a city or possibly crypt. I think getting another vampire, a third vampire, would be too much. And Jake agrees. Oh, that also comes with points. Well, then that definitely makes me like city better. Um, Save an estate, buy a moat, buys a native village. Oh, I guess that makes sense given, again, given the colonnade situation. And here Jake should just buy a moat and then trash two estates with the bat. The reason for the moat, again, is this colonnade situation here. Um, Colonnade? Colonnade, I don't know. I think you don't want these if you're missouriben because you want to get to your vampire and bat, and it's not like you're buying province yet. Maybe you're buying province yet. He is buying province. Okay. Well, it seems a little bit early for that, but maybe it's not. I don't know. You keep these, you make him ditch those. The moat defense also not so bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is exactly 8 money for Jake. I think exactly 8 money is not enough because you're going to want to trash some more of these coppers. So I think you save a copper, buy a gold, and gain a. Yeah, this is exactly what he's doing. Um, I think you gain a city here, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, so this makes it a little bit harder for missouriben to. Hmm, well, this just. Yeah. This makes it harder for missouriben to take cities because Jake is going to have the advantage on the cities. I think you have to keep those, yeah. Set aside. Oh, we had a vampire on the mat. Oh, of course. Okay. Um, so this should be probably another gold. I don't understand this playing two coppers, not playing the silver. You're not going to save a copper. You got to play this bat. I think you want to trash two coppers, not just one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do want to just trash one, but it seems a little bit suspect to me. Well, sus. Um, so I think you play 6 money out and then buy gold, probably. You could also like buy city, gain city, and try to empty the cities, but I think he needs a little bit more money. And it's not like the cities are going anywhere. It slows you down a little bit, but in getting to city, but since you're going to need more bat food, you're going to want to trash more coppers, I guess, more than needing bat food. Maybe you only just trash one copper and this is fine. But I don't think you save anything here because you want to trash the copper and you'd rather play the vampire now than later. I'm pretty sure. He's likely to shuffle again next turn. In fact, it's from what we can see, it's guaranteed, but I think it's almost guaranteed anyway. He bought a city and gained a city, so he's going for these cities. Does he have enough money to do that? Is he not going to need to get another gold? And if he does need to get another gold, I don't know. Maybe this is still fine. I mean, I still think he's very far ahead, mostly on the back of he's much better trashed than Missouri Ben. His deck is just in a much better shape, so even being behind by the province, it's not that big of a deal. Um, yeah. So I expect him to empty cities here, but I'm not super confident that that's actually good. He should be saving something better than a copper. I think. I think? I mean, I know he has a bat coming up, but he could have saved like a gold even, right? I don't know. It'll work out fine, but I also don't know what his vampires are going to be gaining now that the cities are gone, which makes gaining them earlier less good. And Missouri Bend does have some number of cities, and so you've alleviated his problems with having a terrible, awful, no good, very bad deck. Jake actually should probably feed the native village to his bat or bats. Instead, he sets aside. I'm not a big fan of that. That commits him to playing the native village again, also, which means he can't feed it very soon at all. Um, is it possible that Jake can empty a second pile here very quickly? I don't. It doesn't look very possible to me. Probably the next most emptyable pile is Oracle because he can get a procession here and start processing up. I don't know. That's really hard. Um, he has a lot of twos. It's true. And then next turn he can double gain with vampires. Um, well, he should play out. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just probably buy province, trash both these coppers. And then next turn he can pick up with the native village, and then the turn thereafter he can start trashing his native village and like a moat. 8 money is enough. He never needs to get more than that, I don't think. Also, I guess he could get an engineer. He's going to trash a moat here so that he can save a moat. That seems, again, a little bit suspect to me. Um, oh, and this is a really bad hand for Jake with no villages in it. He has a lot of villages too. Yeah, I think this game is kind of turned badly for Jake, given that he went so hard for cities and he isn't getting that much benefit out of it. Obviously, this turn is pretty unlucky for him, but um, like he enabled his opponent's deck, so that doesn't seem to be the greatest. It doesn't do that much for his own deck. Um, okay, there isn't a choice here, is there? Oh, right, there is. He has to gain something. So Missouri Ben could take a crypt or a duchy or an oracle or a moat or I guess a wishing well or a procession. He took a wishing well. And Jake's just going to save. Okay, so now we have to see whether Jake is going to say, yes, I can empty piles, and he's going to try to empty the moat pile, I guess? This is going to take quite a while, though. I don't know that this speeds him up, and I would have been inclined to take duchy there. He's just in a difficult position anyway, though, I think. Um, that level of a turn from Missouri Ben is going to help Jake, obviously. But, well, he needs to lead on city here, of course. And he's about to find his native village, which he should pick up from, because he should want to trash this native village next turn. He sets aside. That's really risky. I mean, apart from that, oh, he has 8 anyhow? Did he gain a copper that I didn't realize? Anyway, this worked out okay, but it would be better, I think, for him if he wouldn't have done this. Now, my guess is he's trying to empty the moats, and so he's going to save a city here and then buy 2 moats, or buy a moat and then gain 2 more moats with his vampires. No, if he's going to do that, he should buy an engineer. Yeah, buying engineer is better than buying moat because it's 2 moats basically. Um, yeah, this looks pretty rough for Jake. Um, I wonder if missouriben can get away with not picking up here. Well, he's not going to try really. So he's obviously got himself a province hand here. He should set aside with both of these native villages, I believe. Yeah, definitely. And now, I don't know what his last 2 cards are. Um, if this card isn't a good card, he should wish for. It's got to be. He has 3 provinces. That's the 1 estate. A copper? Yeah. Which you don't want in your next hand, so you're going to take it. And then he can save gold here. So he should do that. Buy a province. And I think vampire up a duchy. He takes a wishing well. I'm a little bit less convinced by this. Um, anyway, Jake should definitely be taking an engineer for his buy here. Right? I think so. That wishing well is really not convincing. Um, he also probably should have played more moats earlier rather than all these cities so that he could save a city. Now he has to save a mo. What? What is this? Oh, he's gonna bat to trash some moats. That makes some amount of sense. But he needs to buy engineer, right? It's the easiest way to get 2 moats as fast as possible. He can activate mid-turn next turn if he finds his engineer fast enough. So that definitely seems like the way to go. But I don't think he's left himself enough time is the big problem. If he gets all 3 of these provinces immediately, he would win, but it's very likely that he won't be able to do that. And so he's going to need a lot of duchies. Now, obviously, he's going to have 2 vampires next turn, so that's going to let him get 2 duchies. And his cities are going to be activated, so they're going to be making a lot of. Well, they're not even going to be making that much money as part of the problem. Right? He has 7 cities, so that's going to make 7 money. But, well, it can't even make quite 7 next turn. So he only has 9 money in his deck. It's going to be a maximum of double province. Um, he bought another vampire. Okay. That seems very strange to me. I really think engineer should have been the plan here. I don't know why you would put that into your hand when you already have province. Shouldn't you set aside as missouriben there? Anyway, it's not really going to matter. He's going to be able to buy province here, save a province, I guess, and that's going to be exceptionally good. As now Jake has to get a lot of duchies. This whole moat plan seems incorrect, somehow bad. Um, if he's actually trying to empty a pile, he maybe could have focused down duchies. I don't know. Maybe his deck isn't quite. No, his deck his draw should be strong enough. Like he's overdrawing now. He could have focused down duchies and had some more points instead of these moats. His deck would be somewhat less reliable. But again, if he had engineer this turn instead of the third, when did he draw this third vampire? I don't know. He could have gotten at least a couple of city plays off that were, yeah, I don't know. Well, he can safely buy province here. By safely, I mean if Missouri Ben gets another province, then it's not going to matter that, yeah, no, it should have been, that should have been a province, I'm pretty sure. Because it's now it's not going to matter. Like if Missouri Ben gets a province here, he'll have 39 points, and Jake will be 21 points down. He'll need to get a province and 5 duchies, and he just can't do that. So I guess maybe if he gets yet another turn after that, I don't know. Maybe this is okay, but um, well, I guess he has to play for 2 turns and turn his bats back into vampires so that he can then gain the rest of the duchies that way. But Ben should just not worry about the, oh, he's envious. Well, this is tricky then. He could be tempted to turn the bat back into a vampire, or he could just buy 2 estates here. He's going to buy 1 estate and turn the bat back into a vampire, trashing 2 coppers. He is a little bit short on money, though. Jake actually is not completely out of this, but he's pretty darn close. I think you keep that. He didn't keep it. Okay. Well, he should trash Native Village here now, right? He doesn't have anything on his mat. So, okay, now he needs to plan. He needs to trash 3 things, and he'd prefer for them to be as least economically beneficial for him as possible. But he probably needs to keep uh, at least one of these moats. So he could trash moat Native Village maybe. And then if he doesn't play this city, he has 7 money, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he can trash a copper here. Yeah, I think he should trash copper, moat, Native Village. And then he has 10, 13, 14, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 by triple duh. Oh no, because he can't save if he does that. Ooh, I think he has to play the city then. Yeah, he isn't doing that. So that means he's trashing Native Village moat. That's probably okay as well. And then I assume he's going to buy triple duchy. He's only buying 2 duchies. Isn't that not enough? Shouldn't he have played more money? If he double provinces next turn and gets 3 duchies, that gets him to 30, 36. I guess that is enough. Okay, so he's fine. Yeah, so he's, I guess, played this better than my suggestion would have. Well, if Missouri Ben gets a province, he'll be at 40, and then Jake can go 30. Yeah, I think he's okay there too. So this is only 7. This is really fortunate for Jake. Obviously, this is going to be, well, I think it has to be Duchy Estate, right? I mean, that's not winning. Jake should win here. But I think something's gone wrong for, yeah, something's definitely gone wrong. So Jake should probably be able to win here. I guess it's not assured. He can still not have a great draw, but it's pretty likely that he wins. Yeah, he's finding all his cities. Yep, he's there. Cool. So this is enough money, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He kept exactly 16 if I count right. And he definitely should have kept exactly 16. Or at least 16, I should say. And now he can, yeah, get the duchies. Okay. Well, he made it through that one. But I think he had a bigger advantage earlier. Anyway. We have a new board. Wolfden is the exactly one copy thing. Okay, cool. There aren't any extra. Oh, well, there are buys or gains from Ducat. Apparently it's pronounced Ducat, but I'm going to keep pronouncing it Ducat, like Gul Dukat from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Quite a good program, if you ask me. Um, I would really be inclined to. There's no thinning here. So I think, well, again, other than Ducat, it seems a bit suspect to me to really try to go for drawing your whole deck every turn very reliably. I wouldn't try to do that. I think I'd mostly be playing money with Bandit. The Wolf Den makes it a little bit interesting-ish. Bureaucrat. Wow, I'm not a big fan of that. And the reason I'm not a big fan of it is, are you going to get a second bureaucrat? And if you're not, is it really worth the -3 points? And isn't it going to slow you down at hitting 5? Because it's not slowing him down here. But, oh wow, I'm even less of a fan of the mountain village though. He gets a Ducat. Yeah, so here it didn't actually slow him down to hitting 5 because the silver that he gained on top of his deck is going to mean that he can actually hit 5 here. We'll see if he takes Bandit or Bazaar or what exactly. Gold, maybe. He takes Bandit, which I think is probably the best thing there. He is going to be over terminal here in a minute, though. I think he should take another Bandit here. And now, well, he should play Bandit over Bureaucrat. And I think just buy nothing, play his Ducat for a coffer and not buy anything. This Ducat can get trashed by Missouriben's Bandit. Keep that in mind. But I would much rather save the coffer than get another Ducat. Ducat doesn't seem that great of a card here to me. And I know the second one for Wolfden, yeah, but you can A, probably pick it up later, and B, you're liable to get it trashed to this bandit here. Now, he takes another bureaucrat. He has so many terminals. Now, he's going to get treasure flooded to some extent, but on the other hand, Missouri Ben is going to be playing bandits against him, which is going to, wow, they're both terminal. Well, Missouri Ben at least has a couple of villages, I guess, but this should just be a silver, and good, it is. Good for Jake, that is. See that Ducat got trashed, and so now, yeah, yeah, that it just doesn't look like a good buy to me to spend the token on it. Now here, I think I'd get a gold. I think it's early for province, but okay, he goes for province, and that's reasonable. Um, Missouri Ben getting a lot more different cards, whereas Jake is sticking to his bureaucrat, bandit, and treasures theme. He repicks up this Ducat. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I would have just gotten a silver, not worried too much about the Ducat yet. Um, Missouri Ben getting yet another bandit, so he's really trying to kind of trash Jake's treasures off the map for him. Jake has a lot of treasure gainers, and I understand that Missouri Ben also, um, well, basically also does, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit doubtful. Now, this I think should be another gold, and it is. And then this should probably be for Jake another. So he's just taking all the mountain villages, which makes sense. Um, so this is a really good turn for Missouri Ben. His attacks aren't really hitting here, unfortunately for him. But his deck, I think, is significantly better than Jake's at the moment. And his moats have been pretty clutch. This, I think, would just be a silver buy for me, and it is for Jake as well. And now you probably are going to spend these coin tokens to get a province for Jake on his turn here. But you're pretty far behind, I think. You could also save them and start in on like duchy, but okay, he gets the province, which I think is probably good. Yeah, so Jake has enough of a lead that he might be able to finish this off before his worst deck really comes back to bite him. Oh, Missouri Ben got a Ducat. I really don't like that because it's the negative points and it's going to be hard for him. He doesn't have that much time to get another one here. Um, he's trashing multiple coppers. Ugh, I don't think you have the time to be doing that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. By the way, when you're in this situation, you should usually just go ahead and pick up every uh, mountain village. Um, okay, so that's province. This could be duchy or it could be gold. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Missouri Ben here can go double duchy and should. And now Jake might be in a world of hurt. Um, he probably is going to buy an estate here. He has estates, I'm pretty sure. So it's not negative wolf den points. He could also take a Ducat as defense against getting his Ducat trashed. 7 here is going to be pretty painful. Is going to make his earlier decision to take gold instead of duchy a couple turns ago look worse. Although I guess it doesn't matter since Missouri Ben can just finish it off here. Yeah, that increased deck quality really did it for him. And I think I have time for at least one more game to cover. Rebuilds, Margrave Stewart Fishing Village, Canal. I think you should be going for this stuff and not so much for this stuff. Seaway with Canal means that you can seaway what something that would normally cost 5. I don't think that's very relevant. I think you want to be doing this stuff, and I think that should be fast enough. 5-2 is not really where you want to be. On 3-4-4-3, I think I would go double steward question mark? I might go steward fishing village. It's really hard to say. Because you want to get a Margrave pretty quickly. And you know you're playing against rebuild at this point. Um, but you need to thin down and start attacking. The Margrave attack should be good. Actually, the cut purse attack is pretty good against the rebuild player as well, since copper is basically at all points a significant part of their economy. I don't think fiatum really factors into the rebuild equation here. Um, Maybe Jake, as a person not going for rebuild, could to. Ooh, Canal also activates Cobbler a bit more. So Jake did go for his double steward, and it looks like it's going to pay off for him here. Is Vagrant worth taking for Jake? I think it is, but it's pretty marginal either way. Missouriben gets a steward, which, given that he's going for rebuild, seems a little bit strange to me. I would think cut purse would be better. Oh. Oh, he's going for the fiatum. Interesting. And does he trash here? I would think you'd take money and buy rebuild, which again would make me think cut purse is better. So I'm not quite sure what Missouri Ben is doing. Um, yeah, you run into this issue where he's not going to have anything left for his oh, he will. There's one estate down there, right? So he can rebuild this estate into, I assume, another fiatum, fishing village, and then trash here to get his silvers, which I assume that's why you have the fiatum in your deck, right? He draws? I'm very confused. And he has a Margrave. So I don't understand what Missouri Ben is doing. And Jake should get his... Ooh, he could get Canal here. I was going to say he should get his Margrave, but Canal's not crazy, because you're not going to have the money for it in a minute. I'm not sure between Canal and Margrave, but it's probably still right to get Margrave. And he does. And now Missouri Ben has one green card left in his deck, and it is the fiatum. I assume he's going to pop it here. He does. Now, does he regain fiatum, or does he take a duchy? He regains the fiatum. So he is going for getting a lot of silvers with this, which seems suspect to me. But we'll see. It could pay off. Goes fishing village steward. Okay. So he's building like a money deck out of this rebuild, which, well, I have to hand it to him. It's more interesting than playing the normal straight rebuild game, but I don't think it's very good. Of course, I don't think the normal straight rebuild game is very good either, so maybe my opinion is not such a huge thing. Jake seaways onto the fishing village, which is interesting. I guess he thinks he needs more villages is the biggest reason I would do that, but shouldn't you prefer Bazaar? I guess he only wants the one Margrave, and then he's going to say, I'm going to use Fishing Village and Steward to do all the rest of my business. Um, now he takes another Margrave. So I'm not really understanding this. Um, Ben gets the canal. Jake, I think, should pretty soon lead on the Margrave, yeah. And now you can probably draw with one of these stewards and trash with the other. Ah, so he has this Margrave, which he should play. And then I think you do trash with this one. And you have 7 and probably should buy Canal. And he does. Okay. Well, the Seaway on Fishing Village still seems a little bit bizarre to me, full pun intended, as I think he should have gotten Bizarre instead. Cobbler's starting to look more attractive for Jake as it can gain him, well, Bizarre's most likely. I would want a cut purse if I were him, and yeah, a Cobbler. He's drawing pretty well at this point. I don't actually think Rebuild Fiatum is very good. It's interesting, but I don't think it's very good. I guess he has to draw here. He being Jake in that case, obviously. Then he can take money with this steward. I don't think he should trash. He has lots of draw right now. Get him to 9. He could go like Bizarre Cut Purse Fishing Village or something. He instead takes 5, and I would think goes Fishing Village Cut Purse? Yeah, maybe Cut Purse isn't that good at this point. I don't know how many treasures. How many treasures does, or how many coppers does Missouri Ben have left? 5? Yeah, maybe the Cut Purse's time has passed. Um, I guess Jake could think about taking a Fiatum there as a way to increase his payload. Um, the Vagrants don't look so great for Jake to me. But he at least gets to draw his deck without having to use his stewards here because he wasn't attacked. Now, his fishing villages are really imbalanced, so I would have really considered not playing that one. Um, Obviously, it's going to make a difference in terms of what you buy this turn, maybe, so you have to think about that. But I wouldn't have just spam played the last one. He has 5 fishing villages in total, and right now they're going to be split 4 and 1, which is not where you want them to be. The reason for that, mostly, by the way, is that it makes your draw wonky much more than anything else. It makes your draw wonky because you have to draw 4 of them in one turn and only 1 in the other. Now he gets the cut purse, but I liked it more earlier. He has trashed all of his coppers, so that's nice. But yeah, I don't know. He just needs the one Margrave here, and if he's not going to use more than 3 buys, he shouldn't play the second one. Could he use more than 3 buys? I don't know. Let's think about it. He's going to have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 money. That could be triple Bizarre. Could be Bizarre, Bizarre, Margrave. It could be Fiatum, Fiatum, something. So that way then he can trash the fiefdoms and get a lot of golds and then start going to town. It could be Cobbler Bazaar. I would get a Cobbler, I think, actually. Although, again, you would have to think about, I don't know. All those bazaars doesn't seem the most efficient way to grow his economy. And meanwhile, missouriben is really starting to score a lot of points here. So Jake's starting to run out of time. Obviously, he's going to keep Fishing Village Margrave silver here. Okay, okay, all right. Jake may not be playing all of these fishing villages this turn. I think he can play at least one more of them. No, he's playing them all. Okay. So he has 15 money, which is a little bit more than he needs to double province. So he could try to just double province a few times here, but wow, what is he doing so quickly? I don't understand. This is only giving you 3 extra money per turn, and yeah, it's like safe, free, cheap money, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more money, and he was 6 short of triple province. So I don't understand what his plan is. He's just like, oh, these are good cards. It seems to me that he's just saying, like, these are good cards, I'm going to get them. But you can't just get generically good cards. You need to have a game plan to try to win the game. And I'm not seeing that from Jake here. Now, maybe it's just that I'm missing it. It's very possible that he has a game plan, and I'm just not seeing it. But, well, I'm not seeing a game plan to win the game, basically. His buys don't tell me a coherent story. It's not like he has not nearly enough terminal space or something that he has to be. He should play this Margrave. That he has to be worried about getting all these extra villages because he has plenty of terminal space. So the bazaar is pretty close to being a peddler, um, which is fine, but it's not like amazing. So I expect Hila to go double province and then like another bazaar and another steward maybe. That will let him triple next turn. Although 18, 24, triple isn't even enough. So maybe, ooh, I don't like gold. I think duchy steward was possibly good there. Triple isn't ever going to work for him here. So this is going to be problematic. Now, missouriben can take money with the steward here and get a province. That's going to put Jake in a world of hurt. Um, although he's very fortunate to hit that last estate. Well, maybe he wasn't fortunate. I think it's pretty fortunate. Maybe it was 50-50 given what was left in his deck. Um, Jake is super far behind now, points wise, and it's just going to be very hard for him to make it up. He can get a lot of duchies here, I guess. Um, and the next turn is going to be easier for him to draw. So he can triple the next. Is that right? He got a gold, so he should be able to triple the next turn. Now you definitely play all these fishing villages. Okay, so he can get 4 duchies here, and then like a steward and a vagrant. I think that's the right move. 4 duchies is 12 points. That'll get him up to 24. That's going to make it such that triple province is going to be very good for him. Um, province triple duchy is okay as well, but it's a little bit riskier because, well, I guess if if Missouri Ben can do that thing, then he's probably in good shape anyway. Ooh, I don't know about that Margrave. Jake has to remember that his draw is going to be much better this turn than it was the previous turn. Missouri Ben does reach another province. Um, so Jake should try to hold off on these vagrants for as long as he can. How many duchies does he have to take here with the province? 4? I don't think he has enough buys because of the way that his fishing villages are set up. Um, Maybe he has exactly enough. No, he's one too few, right? I guess duchy versus Margrave wouldn't have mattered in that exact case. Does Missouri Ben have a fishing village in play? He does, which means that this is going to be enough for him to win. Um, because he can just hold on to 3 silvers or silver equivalents and take the money. He has a fishing village in play. It's going to make it 7. Oh no, this is 5 buys. You have to play. Yeah. Could he have held off on this vagrant? Okay. Well, wait, he should. Okay. Well, no, this is fine. 21 money. Um, this is a tie? No, he loses by 1. He's a money short. I wonder if he could have held off on playing some of these vagrants, because he knew that there were more green cards down towards the bottom. Yeah, he could have, right? Pretty sure he could have waited and sequenced a little bit better. Um, right, 4 duchies is 16, and he's 2 money short. Never mind. And if he had an extra buy, he could tie. But there's just nothing for him to do here. He has to pick up like, well, he could get 5 duchies, but that's obviously also losing. So he should probably go like triple duchy, double Margrave. Obviously, we know he's lost on his next turn anyway. Um, if he had duchy here instead of the Margrave, then, well, it's unclear whether he could have drawn enough. Oh no, he can tie. I can't do math. All right, well, taking the tie is definitely right there. I'm pretty sure, because Missouri Ben is just too likely to be able to province, and you're not guaranteed to have a big enough hand the next turn anyway, so. 12 silvers, yeah. Okay, capitalism has conclave, flag bearer. Flag bearer with is kind of cute. And gladiator and mystic to work with. It doesn't seem that busted to me here, except maybe with flag bearer, because you may be fighting the flag bearer fight for a bit. But if you're wanting to draw with lab and menagerie and play your groundskeepers, then the capitalism isn't doing that much for you. So I don't know about that. Groundskeeper seems, as usual, to be pretty good. Gladiator, fortune. It's hard to draw a lot here is the thing. You can kind of use some havens to get the estates out and plazas to get the coppers out to draw a lot with menagerie, but that's a lot of work to try to do. I'm not sure that it's worth it. Jake could seriously consider opening flag bearer here. I think I would be inclined to try to eschew getting too much draw, although I do want the groundskeeper, so maybe not. Maybe I could skip the draw? Yeah, I don't know. What 5 are you desperate to hit? Probably lab is the best one, but it's not like you're desperate to hit it. Um, this is 4-4 for missouriben. Eh. Wow, only 2 for Jake here. I think I'd... Well, maybe Haven is better than Pearl Diver. Not a big fan of Haven in these kinds of decks, but it's fine. Oh, Jake got a Gladiator. That's interesting. I don't think in a good way. What is Labyrinth again? Second card in one of your turns. Oh, well, that's going to be really hard to do. Only way is Fortune. Um, and I don't know that it's worth the work because the opponent can just do it anyway. Also, yeah. So he's trashing down here. Obviously, he's not gonna. He doesn't want to buy a province yet. 7 doesn't do anything for him. So playing the Gladiator here is a good move. Assuming that he wants to get gladiators out of the supply. If he didn't want to get gladiators out of the supply, well then it's not a good move. But Conclave does seem better to me here than Plaza. At least for a long time. Jake gets Capitalism, which will allow him to, again, play the Gladiator before the Conclave and reveal the Conclave. So that's cute, but I'm not very convinced by all this stuff. I think I would just be getting golds or groundskeepers. Probably some golds first. Capitalism when your main payload is groundskeeper just does not seem all that convincing to me. I guess a big part of the payload will eventually be fortune. I assume you Haven a copper here because you want to hit 5 for another lab, probably. Possibly for groundskeeper, I guess, but here's the other thing, though. They can't afford. Well, missouriben can actually afford what? Well, you shouldn't have spent that last coin token. It's better to have the debt and the coin token. Just as a general FYI, it's almost always better to have 1 debt and 1 coin token than to not. And until you want to actually buy something, it's like always better to have the debt and the coin token. The only reason why you use coin tokens to pay off debt is if you want to buy something that very turn. There's probably some kind of an edge case with possession, possibly, but that's about it. Or, yeah, no, basically, yeah, if you want to buy something that turn. That's the reason. And again, I don't know that this groundskeeper stuff is actually going to work. A second card in one of your turns. Yeah. And it's gain, right? Yeah, okay. So groundskeeper is kind of interesting, but this is double province, and I think you should just take the double province. Oh, he takes the flag back. Well, okay, that's maybe a reason not to, but this should just be province. I don't think you can get a big groundskeeper stack here because the draw is too bad. Which makes capitalism better. On the other hand, wanting to draw um, wanting to play your laboratories basically makes capitalism somewhat worse. Setting the copper aside, so I assume Jake is probably taking. Well, he could take gold here. But I assume it's lab. Yeah, that's why you set aside the copper. You should probably Haven Fortune here, because you want to be able to double province with it. I guess it misses the shuffle, so maybe it's better not to. Um, Now he doesn't spend the coin token, so he doesn't want the 2. Oh no, this is bad ordering. This is such bad ordering. Oh, it hurts so much. I guess if he just wanted to take the flag no matter what anyway, then it's fine, but oh, the pain, the pain. This has to be double province, right? Is he going to take the flag back? He took the flag back. This just seems like a lot of um being a bit cute. I'm going to get a little bit of extra draw, but like you're denying yourself the thing that you would want the draw for. Again, he should definitely take province here, right? Right? He just has to take province, right? This game is going to end on provinces, and you're not going to outscore. Like the groundskeeper's not going to be worth skipping province for here, I don't think. And I think pretty sure you just have to take province and hope to get an extra province compared to your opponent. I don't think it's going to happen for Jake. He takes another lab. I don't see what all these labs are doing. I guess they're getting you to your fortune more often, but I don't know. It seems a bit dicey to me. Again, if you're gonna spend the coffers here, you should spend it first. And I think he should have spent the coffers there so that he could go province flag bearer. Flag bearer seems a lot better than menagerie to me. Because, well, 1, it's 2 money, and 2, it's drawing you card, and 3, it's stopping Jake from drawing cards, so I don't know. Anyway, this really has to be double province, right? Or is he going to get groundskeepers? I think that's really too ambitious to try to do. He could also think about getting another fortune if he wants extra buys, I guess. But it's really hard to draw enough to do that. To make that worth it, that is. Like he can reasonably get to the double province range with the 1 fortune. The second fortune, not so much. If they're in the same hand, and he's gotten so much draw that you can't rely on having them every other hand. Maybe with the Haven it's a little bit easier, but I don't. I'm not that convinced. Pretty sure he should just double province here again. By the way, if you notice, what they've been doing is actually quite slow. There's 2 provinces on one side and 1 province on the other, and it's turn 15. Um, Most reasonable money stuff is gonna outpace that, and it's not like they had a bunch of groundskeepers set up already. The flag maybe slows you down because you're fighting over it, but I kind of doubt that. The fortune obviously can speed you up later on, but they're not really there. Um, okay, surely this is double province now, right? Or is he going to go double groundskeeper? No, he doesn't wait anymore. He goes double province. This is going to be a trickier turn, though. Okay, well, Jake should probably take the flag back. 2, 4, 5. He has 10. So flag bearer and then either a groundskeeper or a duchy. He just goes double duchy. It's a weird time to give up on the flag, I think. Um, yeah, this menagerie doesn't look so hot. This groundskeeper's also not. The flag bearer isn't really doing much here. I assume that has to be a duchy. He gets a groundskeeper. Okay. Well, things get tricky. Is he setting aside the GK here? He sets aside the... I'm a little confused now. Ooh. Does not find... Yeah. Wow. And this menagerie is going to activate. I don't know if Jake can take province. He has to take province, right? If he can't beat double province, I don't think. Maybe he can. It's tough though. So he knows his next turn has a groundskeeper. These last two cards, I think, are groundskeeper and fortune. I think, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. He could take the flag back here, I guess. Let's see. If missouriben goes double province without any groundskeepers. Oh, I missed the fortune was in the previous turn. Okay. Well, obviously here it's a question of seeing whether or not missouriben can find. He should obviously discard a copper here. Um, he doesn't find his fortune. Um, so does he take province? I think he kind of has to. He can't play around double province from Jake, so he should take a province here, and he does. And I'm pretty sure that's the right call. Now Jake should reveal gold here. It's, well, actually no, he's the only one with duchies, so this is right. But actually, he probably shouldn't take province. This is a really bad turn for Jake. Well, he should take the flag back this turn. Absolutely, for sure. It's going to be worth a lot more than the one estate, I think. Um, Now, missouriben should probably go double duchy here, right? Although, on the other hand, I think Jake is advantaged in the long game, so maybe he should just say, ah, screw it, I'm taking my province. um, yeah, I think, in fact, he should have done that. Now, it doesn't look as good for him. Although, yeah, well, he could have won. He could have won here because he could have revealed, I assume he revealed gold, as there's only one of that in Jake's deck, and he has multiple copies of the rest of this stuff. Well, I guess Conclave maybe equally. Either way, it would have been fine. He should save. Well, he's going to get a province here, right? Yeah. So he's going to get the province here. If he would have gotten it last turn, he would have just won. But now Jake has a chance to either find his fortune and go province duchy. He needs to find at least one groundskeeper. He does. So now this does it, right? This is province duchy. Yup. And this is a win for Jake. If he realizes the math behind it. Well, the well played kind of points it out, right? Okay, he sees it. Okay, good. Yeah, I think missouriben should have taken the province. Obviously, he took the province on his last turn, and I think he needed to, but I think he should have taken it on the turn before. He can't play that scared. His deck is worse, and obviously it's easier for me to say now, but um, I guess I'm going to try to power through this match. Unless one of these games looks like it's going to take too long. Hopefully they're pretty quick. Nope, nope, that's it. This is going to take forever. Replacing Margrave. Nope, I'm out. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I know Goat is going to speed it up, but I got to go to bed before this is going to end. So sorry for not being able to catch the end, but I'm sure Jake will be posting his videos eventually, as he always does, and you can catch those then. So thanks for watching, and well, as you can see, I do have some limits. I'm not going to cover the rest of this, but yeah, if you have any requests or anything, please do let me know, and I will try to accommodate. Thanks for watching, everyone.